Hello, everyone. I'm just making a quick little video about what's been going on the last couple of months. I've had some medical challenges. Things have come up that I didn't expect. And so I'm just letting all my viewers know what's going on. Let's start back in the end of January. I haven't been to a doctor in a long time, which I advise no one to do. Probably about 10 years. I haven't had a doctor. I decided to thought, well, I seem pretty healthy. I'm going to go ahead and find a doctor and get hooked up in case anything happens in the future. Well, I did that, and the doctor said, well, let's do a blood makeup, a full blood workup on you and see how is it going. And I thought, well, cool. I'm very healthy. I'll have good numbers and everything will be good. So I got my blood test done. And well, before I had my blood test done, I had a skin graft surgery on one of my teeth because one of my teeth were receding. And so I was doing some liquid fasting because of it, because I couldn't eat anything. And so about a week after that, I went in for my blood test thinking, well, everything should be really good because I'm fasting. And even before this, I've been doing 17-hour fasting and 7 hours of eating each day. So I've been living a healthy life. I mean, maybe not having enough activity as I usually do, but I thought I was doing good. Anyway, so my skin graft surgery, and then I had my blood test done, and my blood test came back a couple days later. It did not look good. My fasting blood sugar was at 284. And of course, that made me panic a little bit, and I was a little worried, so I called the doctor and I said, I think I need to come in. I'm just not feeling right. Because after this happened, after I had my skin graft surgery, little did I know that if you're not, if you don't have anything wrong with you, but you shock your body, like with a surgery, all the problems that you thought you didn't have comes out into the open. So I went into the doctor. He said, well, this looks like diabetes. And I got, but I'm so healthy. I eat organic. I fast 17 hours a day. I don't know if this is right. So he did an A1C test on me, and that came back at 13.4. And if anybody knows about that, average is about 5 for a normal person. Pre-diabetic is like a 6.5. Well, I was at 13.4. Very, very dangerous. Not good. Not good. So he told me, well, it looks like you have diabetes. So, we're going to put you on metformin and come and see me in 3 months. And after I left the doctor, I thought to myself, I've never dealt with this before. My dad had diabetes and he passed away from complications, heart attack, not eating properly. But I really didn't have any, experience with diabetes. So did a lot of research, a lot of internet cruising, reading up on it, and saw that I was in a lot of trouble. And of course, by this time, I'm having all these high blood sugars of 300, 350. I get a little scared. I go to the ER. The doctor, lets me know that I'm not going to die, from high blood sugar unless it gets up to 600 or 700, and of course that cost me $7,000 just to hear that little bit of information. So, it's like I thought, well, something's gotta happen. So, my doctor, referred me to an endocrinologist. But because I live in a small town and we don't have any here, and the closest one is an hour or two away, there wasn't anything that, they didn't have any time slots to see me for 4 to 5 months. And I thought I was in a lot of trouble and I didn't know what to do. But then my doctor's office said, well, have you ever tried Med2U, which is, online, that you do a Zoom. And I said, no, I haven't. So I did. And I'm glad I did because it got me hooked up with a wonderful endocrinologist and a dietitian. A lot of blood tests later, trying to figure out why this is happening to me. Didn't happen to my sister or my brother. My dad had diabetes, but I was the lucky one, or should I say the unlucky one. Anyway, my endocrinologist put me on insulin, long-acting insulin and fast-acting insulin 3 times a day, maybe even 4 if I wanted to have a snack. But did that and metformin. I'm on 2,000 milligrams. Extended release each day, and a few other things, because my triglycerides were really high and all this other stuff. But anyway, I about 2.5 weeks ago, I started on Mounjaro, which is helping really good. My blood sugars are finally stabling out. So they're looking a lot better. But I am having to change the way I do things now in my life. Eating, of course, is totally different now. And in my oncoming videos, you will be seeing me make more diabetic friendly meals and being more creative with cooking in a good, healthy, diabetic way. Less carbs, but still tons of flavor. And so it's just given me the opportunity to expand my my interest in food and find different ways to be creative and make some really good foods. So I'm going to start making some videos on that and a little bit more about my diabetes and my journey with that. The Mounjaro seems to be helping. It's a GLP-1 injection I do once a week. And I've started on the lowest dose, but I'm, my endocrinologist is upping my dose every month until I can get to the max dose. So the thing that my endocrinologist is hoping is that I'm off all insulin and off all metformin and any kind of stuff like that, because GLP-1s help all your organs work better. And even though after my first shot of Mounjaro, just in a few hours, my blood sugar started to stabilize and they weren't at like 250 or 300 anymore. So, so everything's going better now. It's just different because now I'm exercising a lot more because that helps my blood sugar come down and keep it down. So I'm being forced to be healthy. I mean, I thought I was healthy before, but obviously not good enough because my numbers were so high. I did have another blood test about a month ago. So, I was diagnosed in the end of January and it's April now. So a few weeks ago, I had another blood test and about a month ago. And my A1C is down to 10 now. So it is coming down, which is a good thing. Ever since I started Mounjaro, my blood sugars have been 150 or less most times. So anyway, that's just an update of what's going on in my life. And if you, are interested, keep following me and, we can go on this journey together. And I should be losing a lot of weight because I started at 284 and 184. And now I'm at 177. So I am going down, and as soon as I can get off most of this insulin, which they say insulin makes your body hold on to fat in the fat cells. So the sooner I can stop taking insulin, the more weight I'll lose. And, you know, my appetite is different now. It's a lot less. I eat more simple foods, but like I said, if you want to follow me along, I'll try to do as much as I can. You know, if there's anybody else in the same predicament as me, maybe we can share notes. Anyway, that's all I have to say right now, but I'll see you on the internet. I'll see you on YouTube. Okay, bye.